There was a time when disabled people were spoken about, but rarely listened to. Decisions were made in rooms we could not enter by people who believed we were not ready to lead, not ready to decide, not ready to belong.
Traditionally, policy hasn't been influenced by disabled people, and as a result, disabled people have been excluded, get lower educational attainment, more likely to be in poverty, more likely to experience abuse, more likely to be in isolation, and disabled people are nearly a quarter of the population in Scotland. And so to have a quarter of the population that aren't listened to in policy.
You'll get the Scottish Government producing papers. They don't talk to us first. The process might be to deal with disabled people in Scotland, but they don't speak to a disabled person. So how the heck can that work if you don't speak to the expert?
But what's wrong is not disabled people. What's wrong is the world that has been built around us.
That's why disabled people decided enough was enough.
Disabled people came together, not because it was easy, but because it was necessary. We gathered in side rooms, in living rooms, in letters passed hand to hand. Angry, determined, united.
Across the world and in Scotland, disabled people got together to raise a collective voice and say, no, this isn't on. Because what they had to do was get a movement going, to get started, to come together and to educate people who are making these decisions.
Disability is not caused by our bodies or minds. It's created by barriers, physical, economic, political, systemic.
We use the social model of disability to educate people. It drives everything we do. We are disabled because society has built up barriers.
I mean, we could all talk about how you've got your own personal care barriers about needing shower, needing help to make your breakfast, but it's about society and how society views people with a disability.
We have to change these barriers and absolutely knock them down, and also make sure that people aren't building new barriers.
This idea, the social model of disability, became a foundation. A shift from charity to rights, from silence to voice, from exclusion to participation.
It's about fixing society. So that's the starting point. Telling people it is not us that's in deficit. It is society, it's the world that has been created. So we need to change that world, and that's why we come together to do that. This didn't just happen, this movement. There's people like Jim Elder-Woodward, who has been absolutely pivotal to this movement.
He was a social worker when he was younger. He's disabled himself, and he's seen everything from both ends of the wedge. He's advocating for collectives. He wants to see more Centres for Inclusive Living, more disabled people's organisation, so that more disabled people can speak out.
At Inclusion Scotland, that belief continues. Disabled people lead the way because lived experience is not an add-on. It is expertise, insight, and authority.
So Inclusion Scotland is a disabled people's organisation. We are led by disabled people ourselves. Our board are all disabled people. A lot of our staff are disabled people. We sign up to and drive forward the social model of disability, not the medical model. We bring disabled people together from across Scotland, whether they are disabled people's organisations in small areas, islands, highlands, cities, or whether it's individual disabled people. Get that allyship going. We're not asking for charity, we're asking for our rights. We're not asking for your permission to exist. We're taking our rights.
In that whole room that I'm in at the moment, everybody's pretty sharp. People think when you're disabled, you're totally disabled. I'm not totally disabled. My legs don't work, but my brain still works.
So the Disabled People's Independent Living Movement, where we all come together has a hashtag that we use. It's a mantra. Nothing about us without us. Don't make decisions about us unless we are involved in those decisions and leading those decisions.
Nothing about us without us. If we're not in the room, then they're talking about us, then they're not talking to us.
Every day we help disabled people turn experience into action, influencing policy, challenging injustice, creating opportunities for leadership, employment and participation. Not by fixing individuals, but by transforming society. Because when society removes barriers, everything changes. Access replaces exclusion. Participation replaces dependency. Rights replace permission.
We are experts in our own life. We are experts in the barriers that society have put in front of us. We're also experts in what society should look like. So we can help design and co-produce the solutions to this. We also have programs like employment internship programs, and we run programs to help disabled people overcome the barriers to being involved in politics. Because if there's one place disabled people deserve to be, it's in politics.
It's a really good way of allowing people with different times of lived experience to come together and share their stories and share ways of good practice, share ways of experiences that have had good or bad.
I am quite vocal. I'm quite confident because the jobs that I've done in the past. I will go to the meeting and put my case forward and say I'm not happy with this. But I'm not just speaking for myself, I'm speaking for other people who can't speak for themselves.
Progress has been made, hard won and long fought for. Disabled people now shape laws, challenge systems, and claim our rightful space. But the work is not finished. Barriers still exist, voices are still overlooked, rights are still unevenly realised. That is why this work matters now as much as it ever has, because inclusion is not guaranteed.
When you talk to disabled people, sometimes they feel like things are getting worse again because there's less money and resource in the system as a whole, and disabled people are more likely to not be prioritised, to be deprioritised for that money and those resources.
So we need to look to the future, and to do that we look to the past and all the people who have come before us, all the disabled people who have campaigned so hard for where we are now. But it's not over yet. We need to think about passing on the legacy of the independent living movement to disabled people who come behind us, and hopefully we'll have made things easier and better for them to continue, so that disabled people are absolutely equally in society, and that's our right.
A fully inclusive Scotland is possible, one where disabled people are present in every space. In leadership, in workplaces, in politics, in communities. Where access is designed from the start, where difference is expected, respected, and valued.
I think the will is there, but we're not making it happen yet. There's still more for Scotland's leaders to do across the whole of society and society itself.
What drives this movement is what has always driven it. Collective voice, shared purpose, and the certainty that change happens when disabled people lead it. The movement did not begin with us, and it will not end with us. But now it is our turn to carry the story forward. To remove the barriers still standing, to ensure those who come after inherit not struggle, but possibility. Because disabled people are not asking to be included. We are claiming our place as equal, active, participating citizens in the Scotland we all share.